so it'll capture your voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Oh, I already started?
Yeah.
Are you recording?
No. Yeah. See? It's free flow. It's free flow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm Luis Garcia, and then our Instagram is lvl.g.
I'm Edel Desmond on Instagram, Edel Hilfiger. Been the same since like 4 or 5 years now.
And what do you guys do?
Take pics.
So, like just currently like life form, like you
Or
talk
what?
about,
Or what?
Yeah, so
like
in
my
general,
career,
yeah.
my everything. Right now, I'm at Starbucks as well as Adele. We're both
barista boys.
barista
Okay.
boys. So we're both baristas. We both shoot, and then I'm trying to become a firefighter, and that's like the path I'm trying to go on. So hopefully, I've been slacking right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been going out a lot. It's been taking down on just my studying and everything. I felt like I was on track on, but I don't regret it in the same aspect because I feel like I'm young and I feel like everybody should enjoy their youth.
Right.
So
what are you studying?
So like my EMT and like my fire science and all that form to get accepted to apply to become a firefighter.
Right.
I didn't take this test after my EMT that is called the National Registry, and you need that to apply for like cities. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to go back to school, and my dumbass is gonna have to go and hit the books hard again. Which at the same time, double learning. I'm not gonna regret spending the money.
Are you scared to become a firefighter? That's like super dangerous.
Scared? No, low key.
You live for that?
Yeah, look, it's so cool. Especially since it's not just me that wants to become one. It's like my little brother that wants to do it as well. And in the same aspect of him being like my hero because he's such a dedicated ass person. Like I want to be a firefighter to show him like, hey, my brother is a firefighter too. You know, like I look up to him because he's fucking badass too.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's possible.
Yeah, and me and him just like really cool, like really close, and I just feel like that just be very lit for my parents to be happy for us too, as well as like we've had like an experience where it was like a one-on-one action on like my mom had a stroke and we had the experience of like the firefighters coming into our house and like coming into our home and showing us the support and the heroism that they put forth into everything. And you just so like they calm you down even though you're anxious, you don't know what the hell's going on because your mom's passed out, like you don't know if she's okay, you don't know if she's gonna die, and they kind of show you that it might not be okay, but they're there to try to help, you know.
Right. So you got inspired.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to do that.
Yeah. And then obviously shooting, that's so sick. It's like, all right, some people feel the music in them to DJ, and some people like sports because it's just that adrenaline. And like I feel like that's both when I shoot and you get that one picture. Because I'm not gonna lie, you might sometimes shoot 100. Out of those 100, there's 10. Out of those 10, there's one that you just like a lot. And that one, it gives you that little rush that like you would have adrenaline or that little feeling that you would feel when the music's going through you. And that's at the side. That's like my way of expressing.
For shooting, like whenever I take selfies, I take like 50 and I pick 2. So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
And
that's how it started though. I'm not gonna lie, that's how it started.
Not this angle.
Sometimes you gotta hit the angles and this selfie wasn't looking as right as this selfie. Right. And you gotta edit this selfie a little better, but I want this one, and like I'm not gonna lie, that's how I started. I thought I had to edit. I was like the edit master of selfies, and I just over edited, but and back then I thought it was lit.
Yeah, did you ever use this thing called Picmonkey or something like that?
I used Picnic. I went off on Picnic. I love Picnic.
But I'm telling you, I used heavy ones.
That's what I started with, just like
until like Visco came out.
Visco.
After that came out, it was more like I just don't even have to work for it. Just boop.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What about you, Edel? What do you do? What are you doing?
Let's see, on top of the barista, you met up with Marco before Da Vinci. Me and him, he does Culture Collab. I'm part of the Culture Collab also, so it's kind of like that's been my part as like my photography they're being part of like the art community, helping host events with Culture Collab, like charity events. We did just like a music event not so long ago, and then we also do a lot of work with like. He also mentioned a girl named Tress. She does. I've known her since like 5th grade. I've known you since like kindergarten.
Forever.
We're in the same kindergarten class. Yeah. So it's like wow. But that's why I wanted to bring this shirt. I don't know people that are gonna be listening don't know what I'm talking about, but she just made these sick ass shirts.
Nice.
I want to go cop one real quick. I was like, bro.
Right.
She posted yesterday, and I was like, I need one. I pulled it up real quick, just cause that's what the last pics that I took were her. You know how we was talking about like, cause I've not taken pictures in like forever, cause I was slacking on how he was slacking on his firefighter stuff. I was slacking on my photography. So when we went to go shoot, we went all the way to Scottsdale, and it was like first pic. I was like, all right, I do this thing where like I stop and I kind of just like examine the area. Let me just like visualize in my head like what exactly is about to go down. Let me just take everything in and then just like create. So then I was just like standing over like these stairs, and I was just like, all right, I want you to go up there and I want you to just look down. And I took the first pic, and it was just like all over again, like that. Definitely feeling he told you, like he was just talking about it, just like
that's it. That's a shot. That's a shot.
Perfect. And it just got me hyped. And like the rest of the shoot was just amazing. Like all the pictures came out freaking great. I still have some that I want to edit, but
I won't lie, yo, that set was very, very nice. He hasn't showed you? You haven't seen them by any chance? You pull it out. I know you got a little folder in there. You gotta show a little sneak
I know you
peek.
keep your work with you.
Yeah.
Like, come on, don't be shy.
I got the whole entire set in my phone. All of it.
So you said, how long have you been doing podcasts? I don't really know about like the podcast life. Like, what brought you into this?
I'll address that, but I was actually going to reach out to you because I do want to start like branding myself more.
Yeah.
And I feel like with every conversation I have, everyone always tells me I want to put a face to the voice that you have. And in the beginning,
You don't have
not
no
a camera yet.
What's up? So it's straight audio right now?
Straight audio.
Nah.
But listen to me. Wait a minute. I got you. Hold on. I'm building. These are really good, by the way. I really like the colors. Especially the orange and pink contrast. Yeah. So when I'm on it, when I get on the camera, that's why I'm in the middle of like building my studio. I want it to be like a whole feeling. I want to have a good desk. I want to have a good camera. I want to make it like an experience.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. And imagine if I record here. It'd be cool to compare like the humble beginnings, you know, like at a library or whatever.
Very nice,
right. But soon I will.
Hey, I do like the idea though in the library. I've never really thought about it because I forgot they actually do have little rooms out here, and I think that's such a benefit. Like you really are taking what the community offers, and then the whole time, like the whole thing. Like I would not have thought of that about this.
So
like,
this decision was out of like desperation because I started telling people like this is my dream. You know, this is what I want to do, and I want to get paid for this. But the thing is, I don't want everybody at my house. You know, I don't know like what energy you're bringing, and you know it's uncomfortable. My mom's home, my sister's there, so I looked up like meeting rooms, and they all charge like $70 per
that's
whatever.
Like a studio struggle.
Yeah,
studios be charged.
And then it was around the time that I dropped out, but I remembered like I think she was my public speaking teacher, and we came here and she was like, take advantage of South Mountain and everything that it has. And then that's when I remembered, the study rooms, like duh. And then I booked it, and then everything else is just been here.
Very nice.
There are some podcasts that I do at home with like my friends, but with like new people, like for example you guys, I wanted to get like the feel of you guys, and then from there I'll know like, okay,
these guys
I can invite them to the studio, you know.
Mama can say what's up.
Exactly.
I get you. People can be a little.
And you don't want that at your house.
Yeah.
Like, imagine cleansing that. Like, I'll have to burn through like hella candles and like holy water. Like, no, I don't need to do all that.
Yeah.
No, but I think you guys asked me something before I went like on this tangent.
I asked you about your podcast. Like, what brought you
how long?
That? Yeah,
Okay. So listen.
What made you become that?
So I've always hung around with like older people.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love teachers, and whenever I'd go, my mom would always have me with her, and I would just listen to like the conversations her and her friends would have, and they'd always tell me like, study, work hard, you know, I learned this and I learned that, and I always felt like, why am I the only one listening to this? So finally I discovered Joe Rogan, and I figured
you discovered him?
Yeah.
Okay,
and from there I'm like, I could do that. You know, like, it's not that hard. I like people. I like talking. Like, it could be easy. Yeah, and I started with my my professor here, and then it sort of just, like, became a thing, and I started sharing it. But I think I've been doing it. I launched it August of last year, and then I took a break around December just because you get in your head and you're like,
it happens.
Are people going to really like this? And then I picked back up around January. And I've been...
But I feel like every time you realize, like, you come back harder.
Hell yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, because you be kind of just sleeping around. You're like, you know what? And you just come back, like, even stronger than you did before.
Not only that, but good. I hate my job. And I realize, like, I don't want to work for somebody. I want to get paid for this, you know? And right now, like, it's just for the community, but I'm sure I'll start getting paid for it the more exposure it gets.
Yeah. You just gotta keep grinding.
Yes.
You know? And that's the thing people don't have. They don't have to grind for something.
They want like instant gratification.
Right away.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people because I feel like you just start doing something, you're like, all right, I'm pretty good now. Like, what the fuck? Why am I not getting what I want for it? But it's also like you gotta like chill, like stay at the level you're at, because if you don't, like, you're just gonna get your ass kicked out.
That, and I think you bite more than you can chew. Yeah. So you're not ready for that. I told Noah, I interviewed Noah, and I told him, like, you need to be patient, because when you work hard, it tastes so good. Like, let's say, for example, like when I used to go to school and I used to study, and I would get a good grade, like, I feel good about myself, other than the other times when I would, like, look over and see what that person got on number 13, or, you know, like, just started cheating. So it's like, it pays off. You feel like, okay, if I earn this, like, what else can I do, or what else am I capable of? Yeah. So it is a grind, but I think it's worth it, and it's different. I don't really know anybody else that's doing a podcast, but it may be because I'm not talking to, like, the right people. You know, I'm just now, like, expanding my networking circle.
Well, I haven't really heard about podcasts locally, honestly. This is very new. I think that's another reason why Marco hopped on too, because we don't really see that here. Like, you know,
podcasts in Arizona.
Yeah, like
I feel that.
When you really hear about anybody, I mean, you hear the regular.
But then
like,
we're not in the community. We're not in the community.
But
podcasts, like we start throwing names at somebody.
People want to talk to people with. Well, depending, I guess, on the community. You know what I mean?
It depends on the community.
Because maybe there's podcasters, but they'll be podcasting people that are like lift or do some other sort of like interest towards them or something. Not necessarily the art community, I guess.
Right.
Or not even the art community, but just like art community.
Right. Yeah. People with businesses.
So do you have a category then? Like you're into the arts, or like what is your podcast? You're saying it's just a live. Like, we have a topic, and if we stay on it, we stay on it. If not, it's a Joe Rogan way, and low-key, that's the best way.
Exactly.
Because you actually get to experience a person's vibe. But are you in, like, one sort of group right now that you kind of just look towards getting? Like, are you just with the homies, or are you kind of trying to get, you have a lifter friend? Like, he weightlifts? Do you mind if I interview him? Or do you have a cook? Oh, like, let me get to know them. Or do you mind who you get on your podcast? Or you kind of like, I kind of like this group, so I'm going to just interview this group. Which isn't bad, because then you get a whole lot of fucking traffic going through that way.
Right.
But do you want one-way traffic, or are you trying to, like, really go big, just automatically?
So it's like everything that you just said. So with Edel, like, I figured if I was him, I'd want more exposure. And what I can do for you is I can bring you onto my platform, and you'll put me onto your people, and I'll put you onto mine. Right. So it's like a trade-off. So that's what I'm doing. And from there, like, I'm sure you guys are going to tell your friends, and then one of your friends may be like, I want to go on there. You know, like, whatever.
Hey, I got my brother, if you want. My brother he's a great talker. I'm telling you. My older brother, he just, he's a...
You're like,
yeah, most definitely. His Instagram stories are the most interesting thing ever. you're so like it's so
you
interactive.
love to talk to him. He's very interactive.
Yeah.
He's very into the community, and he could probably plug you up with like a one-way traffic because he knows a lot of like bar owners and shit like that that way because he's into the alcohol aspect of people. He's a what is he? I don't want to say it wrong. What is? I just want to basically say distributor for his company that's mezcal. Like a type of tequila, but he would go in depth on what it is.
And we'll have him on. You'll be here.
He's gonna press me on, bro. Your family, you don't know.
How dare you? Like I thought you wrote for me.
I'm gonna let him knowledge everybody up on that.
But that's basically what it is, and I figured, and I think I'll go back to like what Marco said. There's not enough networking. Everyone sort of like stays in their own clique, and I want everybody to like come together because we need more diversity. You know, we need more people to put other people on. And I figured no one else is doing it, so then if I want to be put on, I might as well just start it. So I did.
And it's tight. That's very nice. And you low-key could just be that one where it's like you connect so many, like you're low-key helping people as well as getting big yourself. Yeah. And I feel that's very nice.
And I think I have a dream and I want to be a business owner and, you know, I want to make as many connections as I can and I'm assuming that's what you guys want. Yeah. You know? So it's not for us. I hate it. I thought I wanted to work in an office and have a title and a salary and a bonus. Yeah, no. And I got there and I'm like, I'm dying. You know, like I literally am bored every day. And it showed me that no amount of money is worth my freedom. So if I can buy, like, if I can just grow this and, you know, make friends along the way and then put, like, my friends on and, like, make Arizona a big, like, beating heart or just, like, connect everybody just because we are very cliquey and it shouldn't be like that because we all have a lot of potential.
Yeah, very cliquey. It's a little complicated, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why it's like that. I think it's a poor mindset. Like, you think if you put your friend on, all your clients are going to leave, but it's not like that. There's a lot for everybody.
There's also the other mentality where they're like, I struggled to get up here, so I want you to struggle. And it's just tearing everybody down.
Yeah, you feel me? But then there's those sour pussies that that say that, you know, oh, you didn't put me on, but you out there just being a bum. Like, you out there not really trying to.
Well, that's different. I mean, if you're really motivated.
Not really motivated.
That's certain circumstances.
You know, we ain't saying names, but let's get into story time. You know, little. So I had a homie, bro, that he's still my homie, and I love this boy to death. But every time, like, I try to help, bro, like, he would take that with a grain of salt and just kind of like do the opposite of what the fuck I said. Or do the opposite.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, you know. I know exactly what you're talking about. And bro, like, I remember my boy didn't have clothes on his back for an interview, and we did went shopping to get him some decent interview clothes, bro. And what does he do? He skips off the interview, bro. Like, bro, you need the job. Like, why aren't you doing this? And then he blames everybody for it. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, it's because I had this going on, and this is why I missed it. Like, no, you knew you had this in advance. Just because something came up, don't drop it for that.
Right. Yeah. He sounds like he has a victim mindset.
Yeah, like a very excusive. Like, he just uses excuses for everything.
A lot of that is ego. He probably doesn't want to change. Yeah. Especially, like, if you help and you give, like, advice, he'll be like, what the fuck? Like, and then if he follows your advice, like, that's demeaning for him. Yeah,
see, and I see that a lot. I don't know how it is with, like, women, but I do see that a lot in my homies and in men. It's like, you're not a man if, like, you're listening to me. Like, I'm more of a man than you. So, like, I'm and sometimes they're like, bro,
is it like a rank thing?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So, like, I'm on top of you.
Yeah,
I'm the alpha.
Tell me what to do. Like, I know what I'm doing. And I feel like sometimes we have a homie too that he didn't want to do it to make us feel bad, but it's like sometimes, bro, like, reach out. Like, we're here to help. We're not here to, like.
As long as you're not changing how you are as a person, I feel like, and also, like, some of those people you just have to let go.
You do. Yeah, we're talking about that shit.
We're just talking about it, and we did the same thing because you're just getting involved in the wrong things. And he had the same motivation before, and he had the same, like, that's because we like to surround ourselves with people that, you know, are chasing stuff too, not just like sitting around and doing nothing. And he was going towards the, you know, incorrect route. So we're just kind of like, yo, bro, like,
it's time to let go.
Yeah, it's just because we're all like, you know, him and his brother got in for the whole firefighter, and then on top of that, he's grinding for his photography, and he's grinding on his lifting, and I'm doing my whole like business thing, plus I'm doing the photography thing, and then now I'm starting to do lifting with this guy, because I can't be around them and not.
Right.
I just can't. Hello. It's not allowed. Yeah. It's not a thing to be around. If you want to be around him and his brother at all times, I guess. I mean, they're my boys. It's not a bad thing initially because we put each other on check. Like, you gotta eat good, you gotta eat diet.
Right.
Let's go do some working out. Let's wake up early and do something.
And
like,
it
let's
make
be
it
proactive.
it's fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you actually get out and you
intense, but fun.
You're like adding to each other's lives.
Oh,
like you're making each other
especially because this
disciplined.
motherfucker before just always on his phone.
Damn, exposed.
I'm gonna put him on blast right now. My boy always on the phone, but when he actually enjoying life, like it's tight.
People
you get, people evolve, huh? He gets off his phone for a while.
Yeah.
You see, he has his charger on the table right now, bro. He's already at like 10%.
Yeah, he messaged me. He's like, "You got to charge it."
Yeah, that's his second time charging it today.
You need to charge it. It's all good though. Charge it later.
How did you get into photography? How did you guys get into photography?
You want to tell a story? You can tell your story.
Okay.
So it wasn't even like photography at first. It was like videography that kind of eased me into it because I used to dance like my freshman and sophomore year. I used to be like a little dance crew, whatever the hell, you know. Long story. That's a whole other story. But I used to be in a dance crew, and then like I used to like taking videos and then like editing them, and then throughout the whole thing I would also like take selfies and I'd use a little editing stuff. And then at one point, told my parents, I was like, yo, like I want a camera. Like, don't give me anything for my birthday. Just give me a camera. That's all I want. But I didn't get it until I was like a junior, which I wasn't tripping. I was like, just take your time. And then I finally like really got into it. But well, not really into it. I just kind of got the camera, took a few pics here and there, but I didn't really start getting into it till I met this other photographer, and we're not cool no more. But it's all good though, cause even though like we're not cool, like I can't say he taught me a lot. Like he taught me like a lot. So I definitely like can give him props to like, even though we're not cool no more, like I would never doubt his work.
Right.
Like, he's really good at what he does, and then he taught me a lot in order for me to kind of create like my own picture or like my own photography, like because you can look at a photography and be like, that's you. You know what I mean? Like that's the way you edit. That's the way your pictures will look like. Like he has his pictures, and then I can look at a picture and be like, he edited it. Like him particularly, he loves blue. He loves his blue highlights and his blue like Saturdays. Like he loves blue. And then me, I always like to like make my colors pop. Like as you saw in those pictures.
I did. That was really
nice.
I
love to make my colors pop. It's like I make it just like super colored. Like that's how like that's pretty much like how I got easy into it. And then from there I just kinda just like went on my own, and then I started meeting other people, and then I used to take pictures for like these group of like rappers, and then that's how I got into like the musical community. And then I'm Trez, the girl, she paints a lot. So she introduced me to Marco, and then me and Marco got super cool. And then he then later invited me to be into Culture Collab, and then like we'd have like our art galleries, and it just created like a whole like expansion through or Trez now, I guess. Trez and like Marco, like they really helped like expand my stuff like crazy expand because I would go with them to meet like local artists, and like the local artists would see me, and then I'd go to their shows since they knew them. Like I'd go take pictures, and then I'd send them the pictures, and they'd post my pictures, and then people would be like, oh, who's taking
follow
follow super quick, because then all the little musicians would hit me up like, yo,
can you shoot me next?
yeah. Like it wouldn't even like sometimes they'll be like, hey, just pull it to my show, like and take pics of me, and I'm like, I'm down, like I'm down for a local show anytime. Like I like supporting my locals. I like listening to local music, underground music. Like I love music, so like whenever they'd be like, hey, just come take pics, I'll get you into the show, and I'll be like, all right, but yeah, that's cool. And I'll be like, I'm gonna bring somebody with me. That's cool. Then they're like, yeah, that's fine. So that's kind of like how I got used into like photography and then into like the whole art community and stuff like that. Cause like Trez and all that stuff, and then Trez I've known for a minute, so I can really trust her with like, like cause we take pics a lot, and I've never initially charged her, even though I usually charge people, is because I get back in return like way more than what she would.
Right.
You know what I mean? Cause, like, the coverage and like the exposure and shit. Like,
I get it. There's some people that you just for free. It's not really for free because they're paying you, like you said, and exposure or like you're just getting it out there.
So because like people, not like in a cocky sense, but like people kind of know who I am, like because of them, like they know me as one that's constantly like at shows and stuff like that. And then I've also made my own connections where I've been able to have opportunities to go to like multiple events without having just to take pictures. Like I've been to Phoenix Lights, I've been to Disco, I've seen like Members Only. I don't know if you know who Members Only is. Nah, they're like it's like a whole rap group like XXX and like his homie. Okay. It's like they're like underground rap game.
What do you listen to?
I've seen like Wi-Fi shooting on Rob Banks on stage. Shout out to my girl Taylor Dog, cause she got me to those shows. And it was funny because I went to one of those shows because Wi-Fi shooting was like one of my favorite rappers, like underground. Like he's not only that, but he's like Puerto Rican, so he's like Hispanic too. So I like you feel me? So when my friend, she knew I love Wi-Fi shooting, so she was like, "Hey, I can get you on stage for the show. Just say you're gonna take pics. Like you don't have to pay, and then you just gotta pull up." And I'm like, yo, for real? She was like, you just gotta promise me one thing. And I was like, what's up? She was like, can't fanboy.
Keep it cool.
Keep it cool. And I was like, alright, cool. So I put it to the show. And I had a Wi-Fi shooter shirt on, and he had the same shirt on. And I was super lit. I was like...
Inside, you were like...
I was so lit, because I love his music. He's so crazy hard. But, yeah, it's pretty much... kind of like a skim down, how I kind of got into it, because it's just like a lot of details in between when I started doing this and how I moved into that.
But those are like the main highlights.
Yeah, the main highlights onto how I got into photography, and then how it's been recently, how it's been increased so high. Like I think one of the hardest things was like adapting my followers into photography, because at first it would just be pure selfies, and I post a selfie and I'll post my photography. 100, 200 likes, 10 likes, 40 likes. Yeah. And it's just kind of like, Come on, yeah. And I had like 2 profiles, and I was just like, this isn't working out for me. So I took one down, and I just made my main one my photography one. Right. So I was just like, I don't really post selfies no more. My priority is photography, so I just like erased everything. And then I started posting pure photography, and then it just kind of like my followers started custom. So then like I would get people that actually wanted to see photography rather than see my selfies or whatever it may be. But that's like one of the like difficulties, I guess. Getting the followers to kind of like want, because you can have a bunch of followers, but if what you're posting isn't what they want to see, they're not gonna like it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's just like dead followers at that point.
Yeah. So that's what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
Because I get most of my exposure on my main profile, and I have my soul food profile, but like my main profile, that's where everyone goes like, oh my god, the episode's out. So now I'm like considering, do I just like leave the profile and not post on it anymore? And just
I think it'd be best if you just put it all together. Because I mean, it's your daily life.
I would say
like post it every day. Like, hey, this is me today. Hey, just doing my podcast, editing it out. Like stuff like that. Just be interactive and stuff, like daily posts, stuff like that.
Like Joe Rogan.
Like Joe Rogan, exactly. That doesn't make sense having 2 profiles.
God, that motherfucker is so good.
You're just gonna be like on that one profile, posting constantly. And I mean, you don't do anything bad, so it don't even matter. Yeah. It's just you living life. That's your life. Go to a business and then change it to a business profile. Obviously.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's too much. I'm just like, fuck, now I gotta post it over here.
So that's what I mean, I have 2, but only for like specific reasons, like, cause I like to keep them very professional. I like to keep them very, very professional. I don't cuss on it. I don't do nothing. Like, I keep it really, 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 like, rated G. You know what I mean? So if any family can message me, or like they see, or like a fan, or like a follower recognize their parents or something like that. You
know,
like they can look at my profile and be like, "Oh, okay,
this man's professional."
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. But I'm not the one that's just like. If I was to mix the both, it'd be like, look at this kid.
Right.
The 21-year-old. Wow, now, and I'm like, I can't have that.
Yeah, it's me though.
Yeah.
I have all my shit on mine.
But what about you?
Yeah, no, wait. Well, let's stop. Let's go to. I'm gonna answer his question. Mine has everything on it. Like it has my selfies, my workouts, my food I eat, the traveling I do, and then my photography. But if we do create what we want to create, which is like a business way of photography, I'm either gonna piggyback off his, or we're gonna create just like one together. But yeah, definitely that's a no-go for families online. That'd be bad.
It really depends how you market it too.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if you know, Always Jesus Jimenez. He has this thing called the Visual Collection. Bro, he's nice. Crazy follower. He does photography, really cool dude. Really cool dude. I used to take pictures of him all the time. But same thing. He just marketed everything.
Is that with
correctly.
Gabriel? Is he with Gabriel?
No. He's hanging out with So I don't mess with no more. I ain't mentioning no names because that's just giving publicity. But
is it giving publicity?
Yeah,
I get it. I don't know who that is, but yeah.
Watch.
But alright, how I got into photography while Edel go and pauses is over that. With me, it was more of it was my second hobby because I started off drawing, and drawing was like my passion, and I wanted to grow up and do cartoons for a living, and that's what I wanted to do. Like, I thought that was so sick. I thought it was so crazy how to create something and pop it up to make it real life. It went on to, high school, and it wasn't cool like that to draw, and I was always the unpopular kid. And I got a girlfriend, and this girlfriend liked photography, so supposedly, which now that I think about it, she really didn't give a fuck about it. So I know.
Are you okay?
No, started getting my feelings real quick.
Okay.
So she was taking photography, and there's this dude that really liked her in there, and he was known as a photographer in those days. Well, he still actually no, he doesn't do photography anymore. He does DJing. Yeah, we're kind of cool now. He's alright. What do you mean? I'm trying to do a whole storyline for these people. I'm trying to have you close your eyes. I'm trying to have you close your eyes and just. Well, hey, no, listen to it. All right, cast my girl right now. Shout out, hey babes, I love you.
It's all love here.
Yeah, that was pressing me.
You ain't gotta worry.
Now I gotta act like I'm a softie. So back to the story. Anyways, this girl had this guy that liked her, and this guy was known as a photographer. And he thought, or I thought, I could take better pictures than him, just because I was like, because he wanted to take pictures of my girlfriend at the time. And I was like, why does he have to take pictures of you? I could take pictures of you. Here's my phone. You want a selfie? Yeah, go post right there. I'll take you a selfie. And she was like, no, but it's like a camera, and he really likes doing it, and he's a good editor. And look at his pictures. And I was just in my head, just jealous out of my mind. Nah, why do I want another guy telling you how to pose and telling you how to do this and this and this? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it upon myself to get myself a camera, and I was like, I'm gonna take your pictures and I'm gonna show you I'm better than him. And out of jealousy, I asked my mom. I was like, hey mom, why don't you get a camera for the family, and I'll take pictures? And she was like, really? You want to do that? And I was like, yeah, why not? You have so many pictures of us as babies, we don't take pictures no more. And I basically convinced my mom to get a camera. Never ended up taking pictures of my family, ever, any events. I just ended up using it for friends and all that.
Biggest pet peeve of my life.
But
my mom, come here, take
yeah, every time
Dame una foto. Yeah.
Acomódanos. I'm like, bro.
That's my mom at a party, bro.
I'm not on the clock. I'm not on the clock.
Your cousin's right here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It really be like that.
And then from there,
I'm sorry.
keep going. Moved on to just keep shooting. And then, honestly, Edel did it. I feel like I met Edel. Me and Edel met through photography, right? Through photography? Was it photography how I met you?
Yeah.
No, it was not through photography. No, it's not through photography. We met in a different circumstance. But we did have that in common, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When we met, it was funny because it was at a kickback of some sort.
Nice gathering.
And
very nice.
A gathering of right, and I was already off. I was like, I'm done. And he pulls up all late, so he's already like trying. I'm like, nah, good, bro. I'm good. And then I'm already, I'm Gucci. I'm chilling right now.
Nice, done.
Yeah, that was like the first time you ever met me, so it was just kind of like not
I should have known since that day you're an early bird, bro. You'll be finishing off early nights.
Yeah, and then it was funny because I think my friend wanted everybody to shut up. And I was just like, hey, let me tell everybody to shut the fuck up. I'll tell them right now. I don't know why I was being so bold for no reason.
Yeah, you very bold. I was like, bro, calm down. It's okay. It's all good.
Don't piss me off. That's all.
So you guys just recently became friends?
Yeah, like a year, almost 2 years ago. Wait.
This is a little over a year now.
A little over a year. Yeah, we met a little over a year. We had each other on Instagram. We didn't talk to Instagram. We went to the same high. We graduated from the same high school. We didn't talk at our high school.
I didn't know. But nobody knew me.
Nobody knew me either because I went late. I remember I left after I left Fairfax. And everybody was all salty because they're like, wow, so you're going to leave again? That's how everybody... Yeah, I'm sorry. I moved. Because I literally had left and then I went to Chavez, which is the rivals. And they're like, wow. So everybody give me shit at Fairfax for moving to Chavez.
To Fairfax again?
Yeah. So, it was weird because I met her during kindergarten and then, I remember seeing her, first, second grade. And then she, disappeared. I don't remember seeing her ever again. And then we went in high school and I saw her again.
That's
crazy.
What?
It's you!
Was it that you guys are just hyped or were you kind of you don't know if it was her or not? So you were like, hey,
it was
we kind of already knew, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
It was just like
I think I know you.
Oh, maybe second grade, third grade.
I'm like, your name's Andrea.
Yeah, you're that one kid.
Your cousin named Mike.
Yeah.
Your brother.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, because I remember you guys would pull it to kindergarten, school. You guys had your pajamas under your shirts.
Yeah.
I was just like, pajamas.
Yeah.
I still remember that, bro. That was so long ago. I was just like, yo, yeah. We had Miss Hernandez. I was like, kindergarten.
I would cry every day. Every day. I would cry every day.
For what?
I remember.
For my mom.
I was just a baby.
I would cry too.
Yeah. I dead ass wanted to go home.
I cried Hets. What's it? I can't pronounce this. Preschool.
Yeah, same. She's stop crying. God.
The same thing all over again, bro. That was kind of. But anyways, so when I left to Chavez, everybody at Chavez would be like, "Where'd you move from?" And they'd be like, "Fairfax," and then they're like, "Ugh, Fairfax," cause they're rivals.
I don't even know where that's at, bro.
Fairfax and Chavez are on the same. They're both on baseline.
Down the street.
Yeah, so 35th to
39th?
39th around there is Chavez, and then 59th is Fairfax. But it's you turn left, and everybody always thinks it's a prison.
Yeah.
Cause it was pretty dark, but it was cool though, cause I knew everybody, so it was I felt more comfortable at Fairfax. Well, I felt comfortable at both, but at Fairfax I could be anywhere I wanted, and I wouldn't feel weird. I could just pull up to the table and be like,
yeah, what up?
What's up? Hey, how you doing? Chilling. But there was also a lot of beef and shit too. Everybody always getting fights. It was funny though. That's the thing about when I went to Westview though. Nobody liked to fight. Well, everybody liked to talk. They said they wanted to fight.
They weren't bold.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say what the
Chavez and Fairfax are a different kind of
Southside?
We having no boys here. Softies.
Look, I like how he meant it though. I'm a soft.
Yeah.
I would never. Peace of love.
Peace of love. If you gonna fight me, I'm gonna tell you go for it, bro. Knock it out quick. Yeah.
Hit me right here.
I'm not sometimes you don't be wanting me to go in places because be like, nah, bro, this is one. He's like, you're gonna press him, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'd rather avoid situations because if it happens, I'm just gonna be like, here you go.
Yeah. Cause last time one of his boys or whatever, I don't know. He said something. I know he said something. I'm not 100% sure, but I was like, I'm pressing. He's like, I'm gonna go with da da da, and I'm like, let me go with. Let me press him. Let me press him. He was like, nah, I don't want you guys fighting. I'm just like. I'm not gonna scream at him. I just wanna know what's up. Like, why you talking?
Boys.
But I mean, that's just me. I like to address shit because I mean, come on, we all grown here. We don't have to fight about it.
For the most part, we're grown here.
We don't gotta fight about it. But I wanna know what's up. Why you got here?
Why was it so easy for you guys to get really close? Cause like I look at you guys and I'm like, I think they've been friends forever.
It was just like crazy. We always talk about it because it's crazy because like he already had a group of friends before, so and
I kind of like brought him into my group of friends and
he put you on.
Yeah, well, not like put him on because like we're all close now, but it's like I guess we got so close because it's so hard to find somebody that literally clicks with the homies that you've already clicked with.
I feel you.
You know
That's
what I mean?
Me and my friends.
And it sucks because you have all these homies that, this is my boy, but I can't really bring him around this dude because they don't really connect, and this guy likes anime more than this guy, and this nigga thinks anime is fucking whack. So I'm not gonna bring this guy. I connected
with all his homies in one way or another.
Yeah, so this guy was just, I'm gonna hype him up and be like he has traits all around. You feel me?
You're a chameleon.
He just interacts with everybody.
That's me.
Yeah. So he somehow like connected with the homies in some way, and then after that he kind of.
I'm at his house every day, so I'm still at his house pretty much every day.
Yeah, you at my crib every day.
Because I be thinking about, because it's always been like his homie Ryuichi, his homie Oscar, and then with his brother, and then who else? Who would be like the main one?
Nate, but
he's new too. But like as far as like I was thinking about like his family was used to like seeing these same faces because he used to know them since like young.
Yeah, I have a homie that has a key to my crib. Like he just pulls up if I'm like at work or something.
Damn.
Yeah, on some like brother shit. So then like whenever I think about him, like yo, like they're probably like yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I just came out of nowhere and just started being at the crib like every freaking day. But at first they didn't like me.
Yeah, my mama didn't like him.
Why?
Thought I was so delinquent or something.
Yeah, interesting. He thought he was just a bad boy, and then he ended up being a good guy. Dell over here being like so church every Sunday person.
Church every Sunday.
And then sinning every Monday.
Balance. It's all about balance.
It's the balance of the world.
Did you guys get into photography at the same time? I mean, you guys
kind of like.
No, I don't.
Do you have a picture of when you got? I have a picture of the day I got my camera.
I got it when I was about to be a senior. So junior year summer, going to be a senior. That summer is when I got it. That was 15.
15.
That was
That's
15.
Right now. Let's figure this out.
15. That's when I got my camera. That's not when I got into it though. When I got into it, I was a freshman. When I got into like messing with videos and stuff, I was a freshman. It was like 2012. I used to do those corny videos on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'll do a little shout out video, and all.
Oh, for real?
Do a little. Yeah, I didn't get hella
likes. Adele actually sings and does covers. If anybody wants to look him up.
I do have one cover.
What? Cover what?
Oh my god. It was such a year. Hold on. Oh, you know that? You remember that one?
Oh god, okay.
Yo, this is so embarrassing.
Hey,
it's 2 words. Luis Coronel.
I feel like I know the song.
You remember Mi Niña Traviesa, bro? That one. Oh my god.
I need to see this. You need to send it to me. Oh my god! Oh my god!
There's a cover to it, but I'm not showing nobody.
There's a little vocal for the one.
Did you go off? Did you hit him with the falsetto?
Fucking went off. You already know.
June 2014.
Yeah, 2014? That's when you got your camera? Damn, that's very close to mine. Because I got mine before my birthday, and that's in June. That's 2015. So
it's like a year apart.
A year apart. Yeah, a year apart. So you got it your junior year, going to senior. I got it my junior go. Oh. Yo,
you guys were meant to be.
Crazy.
Wow.
People don't think we're too soft. I promise we're not that soft.
We're not that soft, but we just found that out right now. That's new information right there.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So when you, and I know it's probably different for both of you, but when you guys go shoot, what would you say is the most important factor of like a shot? What captures? What makes somebody stop and think what do you think anyway? Like that's a sick ass picture.
The authenticity of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What would you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by authenticity?
Like, you gotta capture it, like, right in between a candid and a pose. And I feel like people don't understand.
Like, kind of like in the moment, but
they're telling you, oh, just do your thing, and like we'll get.
Not
it.
Exactly.
It's like kind of like you kind of pose them in a way,
or
but at the same
like,
time,
you know what I mean? Like not just sit still, but just kind of like
semi-effortless.
Like semi in between. Just say you're fixing to go into another pose, and in between that you get a nice shot.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like
I'm the lighting.
I'm not gonna lie.
Lighting is number one. Off nothing. If you don't know your lighting, you don't know how to set up your lighting, like your picture's gonna come out underexposed or overexposed. Because then you're not gonna know how to. If you don't know how to mess. Am I wrong? Am I right?
I mean, it depends, bro. Because if we talking business aspects, 100% lighting matters because you just want to give them the quality pictures that they're.
Yeah, obviously, if you're going for a different type of picture, you're gonna adjust. I'm learning how to adjust it. You know what I mean? How you want it to be. If you want it to be overexposed, you know how to overexpose it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What I'm saying is like knowing how to do it rather than taking a picture and then you're like, that's not what I was going for. Because you didn't either set the lighting right or you didn't set up your ISO or settings right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel it. So it's like, it's just different.
So what do you look for in a shot?
I don't know. Like I said, I like my colors pop. So whenever I could get more color to get in there, so there's multiple stuff coming at you. So it's kind of like whoa. And then depending on what their fit is, like if you're going for a very casual fit, you're going for like a very nice and cute fit. I've been wanting to do this fit where they're like dressed in like a suit.
Ooh.
In a full entire suit.
I'm down.
Smoking a cigar outside in a patio on a dark, gloomy, rainy day. You feel me? So it's like all gray. And then just there in the tux is like straight dark blue, like a white, and then like a pink tie. And then just have like a fucking fat ass like
pink earring.
That'd be crazy. I've been wanting to do that forever. But
what about you? What do you look for in a shot?
What I look for in a shot would probably be.
Or how do you go into a shoot? Like what? Like what's your mindset? What are you hoping to capture?
Depends on who I'm shooting. If I'm shooting like a person or if I'm gonna shoot like an object, then all I'm really just trying to do is the quality and the lighting of the photo. If I'm doing a person as like an individual, I feel like I'm really crossing my fingers that they're not awkward, because like I'm gonna give you 100% of me and who I am and just try to make you feel comfortable, make me look like the goofball, you know what I mean, to take some pressure off of you. But like sometimes I feel like when you were saying what you look for in a picture, it's kind of like not only as a photographer, but to get that perfect picture, you gotta have that perfect person that's like willing to dance with you in that rhythm. You know what I mean? Because it's like you gotta get it both at the same time. Like one does it a little too late, or you might click a little too late. And if you're really looking for something in your head, like both of y'all gotta be in link. If not, then it's just cross your fingers, baby boy, and start shooting. And And that's a lot of
times
what happens.
Go a little extra, might do a little like crazy twist or stretch to get that right angle.
Do your yoga every
morning. I've been there in that position. Like, I think
the camera's all shaking. You're like, wait.
You're like, hurry up. Like, we've all been in that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Try to get that perfect picture for not only. I mean, I suppose for the person, but I think it's more for like ourselves.
It's more for you, definitely. Way more for you.
Looking at it, you're like.
Right.
And then I think there's like two different. So like 50% is taking the pic, and then 50% is editing. Because you get this rush when you first take it, and it already looks absolutely amazing in your cap. You're like, cannot get any better. And then you go home, you put it in, your freaking laptop, and you pop it up on Lightroom or Photoshop, whatever it is, and then you edit it and you add your little,
magic effect,
in there, your little flow, and it's just like.
I took that.
Yo, that's even crazier because it's just like I just add my little, little pizzazz, up in there. So it's like there's like a whole thing around that, and I don't think people get that when they try to like hire photographers. That like one part is actually taking the pictures. We're not done yet. Like we still gotta go home. We still gotta edit these for you. So we're still taking time on top of that 1 hour, 2 hours that it took to take pictures. It's probably gonna take us another 2, 3 to edit them. Putting how we want them edited, like if we gotta take out some stretch or like some scars or little things that you want us to take out, like, or then sending them to you and then you're like, can you make this a little bit this or like, can you just a little bit something? So I was like, takes a lot of time out of it. That's why I'm like, sometimes like people offer you like, how much you shoot, and then they tell them your prices and they're like, I'm not paying that well.
But they don't get it.
Yeah, but they don't get it. They just kind of, especially some people that don't really get the whole photography thing. Like they just want pictures, but they don't want pictures. Like I'm gonna deliver you stuff. Like I know what I'm doing. I'm no beginner anymore. I know what I'm doing. I know how to position you. I have several places I can tell you to go to unless you have your place of your own. Like tell me what you want, what you're looking for, and I can assure you I'll find a place where we can get it. Done. But I mean, if you don't have an example, so like some people that are like, I want to take pics. Okay, do you have an example what you want to do? Is there like, do you want me to just wing it? Like, what do you want somewhere where it's really green? Like, what are you going for? Like, what are you gonna be wearing?
Right.
What's your, you're gonna be very classy. You're gonna be wearing all dressed in tux, or you're gonna be like semi-casual. Like, what are you going for? Like, I ask all these questions and I kind of like sum it all up.
Right.
And then for some people, it might feel like overwhelming, but it's just like, it's help me help you type situation.
Right. You're trying to bring our vision into a moment.
Right, yeah. So I ask a bunch of questions before I actually shoot. I'll be like, so what do you want? Or get this and then this and then this, and then getting to the price. Like, exactly what do you want? And then I'll work with people, you know what I mean? Like, some people get a little bit ahead of themselves and they kind of want way more for like the price that they wanted.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
but that's when you put your foot down. You're like, no.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's offending. I'm like, you really think my work is worth that much? Like, you look at my stuff. It's not mediocre, nor is it average. Like you're gonna get high quality photos. My camera is not no little baby.
It's not cheap. Yeah.
No, it's not cheap. Both ours aren't cheap. These are our babies. We freaking we love them. You know what I mean? So like recently I got somebody I wanted to do wanted to shoot, and I was like, alright, cool. And then they were like, hey, can you do 2 hours for $50? And I was like, whoa, like that's way too low. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever done not even like an hour shoot for 50. So I was like, damn. So my pictures are worth $25 an hour for you. Like that's crazy.
We're not doing business.
We're not. Yeah, I can't be doing. Then they're like, okay, we'll do an hour. And I was like, okay, an hour's gonna be $100. Like, regardless, like I'd never reach that low, just because maybe in the beginning I'd be like, yeah, 50, like, cause I'm just starting out. I don't
Exposure,
know. I'm still getting there, but now I'm like, I'm confident with my work. You've seen my work. I have more than enough to show you that I'm more than qualified as what I can do, because I haven't posted everything on my Instagram. Like, I've been weddings, I've been events, I've done actual like on stage type stuff. I posted stuff on Twitter that's not on Instagram, just because I don't want to annoy my followers. But on Twitter, just kind of like the back photos. Like, we'll just post these real quick, or I'll post the whole set. and like I don't know, some people just don't know, and I mean it's fine, but some people are scared to let them know, or like people that are barely starting out like doing photography, they're scared to like I don't know what it charges people because they're still not confident in the work, even though they're really good. Like a good friend of mine, I haven't taken pictures of him in like a while. His name is Mario Mentality. He'd always charge people super cheap, like $50, like $60. I'm like, bro, your work is not worth that. Like your work is like 2-3 times that. Like he takes beautiful pictures.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, like I would always encourage him, like, bro, charge more. Like you can get more. Like you deserve more. Like you take your time with your photos. Your stuff is clear. It's crisp. Like very prime stuff. Very high quality. So it's just that's like another huge thing.
Not only that, but I feel like if you charge really low, people feel like they can take advantage of you. Just because when you're in that moment, they'll be like, okay, now let's go here, or let's do this.
And outfit changes too.
Right.
And I'm like, outfit change is going to up you because one outfit change is going to run you like good 30, 40, 50 photos, and I'm going to give you back 20, 30. Like that's 2 outfit changes. Now that's going to run me up more time to edit more photos because you're doing 2 outfit changes. Gonna run up another 40 photos for me to freaking edit. So it's just like that people don't take that into account that we're gonna actually go one by one and edit these because one photo you might have just tilted a little bit different and then the lighting's all different. So you can't exactly put the same edit and everything. You gotta literally like sit down, like measure everything. You wanna up the exposure, lower the exposure. Some you wanna do black and white, some you wanna do this. It's just people don't take that to like their head. So I guess it's not really their fault because they don't really know, but just educating them about it.
That and it's a form of art, and not everyone gets art.
Yeah, that's also true. Very, very true. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I 100% agree. My dad don't get art. He'd be like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah.
My pops don't really either, but he doesn't say anything about it. My mom, she's always supported me in the whole creative section.
Same.
Yeah, she's the one that got me the camera, you feel me? So
Yeah,
you feel me? So she was always like, she's like, have you taken, so when I recently went to go take photos, she's like, oh, you're gonna take photos again? I'm like, that's good, like, hell yeah, like, go do that, cause I would show her my pics, and mom's like, without trying, like, they'll be like, oh yeah, he just took some pics today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, show you off to their friends, whatever.
She'd be like, a ver, dame tu teléfono.
Enséñales.
Yeah, like, so I'm like,
leave me alone, but here. No, I guess. Is it hard? Have you guys done like a really difficult person, like someone that just couldn't get comfortable, and how was that like working through it? Did you think of somebody?
There was one. It was just more of a collaborated thing. But it was a while back. I'm not gonna say any names, but it was just kind of like they didn't like the way I did it, so it was just kind of like then they edit over it and then they posted it, and I was just like,
I mean, you get that. You get the little heartbreakers that
hurt my
over
feelings.
edit your pics. But then again, it's one of those people that you gotta overthink. You gotta think yourself like they might not be into art like you are. I mean, they might have had the extra
they
dough.
Still giving me picture credit. I'm like, don't picture credit me, because then people can think that's my pic. Like, I didn't edit that way.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I'd rather you not even mention it.
Don't even mention it. Just your friend took it and then you edit it. That's it. Like, just stuff like that. Like, that's stuff that's taking me off. And it's not. I've had that happen like multiple times where they edit over my pic. And I'm like, yo, don't do that. Like, or like they'll post it and they won't give me picture credit. That's,
right.
Ooh,
because that's your time.
Yeah.
You went out of your way.
But being difficult, like, thankfully, I've never experienced anything being crazy other than just like, you know, the typical little kid that gets like grumpy and doesn't want to really be in there.
Yeah.
But no, everybody's pretty cool.
We took pictures of this family. It was like 15 people.
15?
Yeah. 15.
Oh my god.
We went to go take. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do this alone. I was like, nah, I brought him with me and we knocked it out together in an hour.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't
I feel
bad
like I'm more stressed when I do like a quince or something.
So there was 2 of you photographing 15 people. How did that work? Like, who did what?
So like I kind of went first. I mean, in between, like I'd pick a place and then I'd take pics and he'd take pics. And like once I was just kind of like worn out of like ideas, then he got in ideas, and then he'd go set them up.
So it'd be either two different angles at the same time, or it'd be him going and me checking the pictures that I took before, or him checking his pictures and getting new ideas for the next area, or me checking for new ideas for the next area while he's telling them what to do, or he just doesn't, or he's done with what he wants to do right there, and then it's my turn. Or, you know what, I'm going to take the kids over here and you focus on the adults. Yeah. Or you take the kids over here and then I'll focus on the adults. Or both together. Yeah. All right,
you couldn't really notice that it was like, because it was our first time working together. You couldn't tell that it was our first time. Right. Because you were just kind of like, all right, hey, like, kind of right now, go for it. And then he'll be like, all right, cool. He'll go for it. He'll know what to do. Boom, like, I'll be in the back. He'll take a certain angle. And then I'll try to stay behind. We'll try to stay like beside each other rather than like behind each other or anything, right. Just in case one gets into their picture. More than likely, it also like we'd always know our angles. Like I know how he likes his stuff. Mm-hmm. I know I like my stuff. Each of our pictures came out pretty good. Like each one had their own editing and different quality, I guess, because two different brand of cameras, so they're gonna come out both completely different. Right. So they got what their money's worth because they got two different perspectives. And they're crisp photos, but yeah.
Fuck. It sounded super strategic. You were like, all right, break.
Yeah, and I'd been at that place before at the park, Saguaro, something park, Ranch Park. It's really big. It's really nice for like family photos and stuff like that. Cause I took my tia and my nephew there to go take pictures of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all. I took like 2-3 people. Just because it's very easy to take pictures. It's so like there's a lot of green, right? Like a little barn, like right. It's like a very scenic place to go take pics for like normal stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So as we're winding down, is there anything else that you'd like them to know about you guys? What you want to do, your plans. If you don't want to expose all your plans, where they can follow you, and I'll still include all of your information in the description.
We hope to have. Well, I hope to have an event by the end of this year or beginning of next year with Coach Collab and hopefully with Trez, and then also hopefully with my boy Mo Marley. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's really into our community too. So I want to work with him. It was funny. I was with him on my birthday. It was lit. Yeah, we talked about it.
His birthday was crazy.
Yeah, my birthday was crazy. We just turned 21. Yeah. Tapped out. But yeah, me and Mo, we were very, very under the influence. But we talked it out while we were like, bro, we gotta do an event. And I didn't forget. We're gonna do it. We're gonna host something. So I hope for that. And then just follow me on Edel Hilfiger, EDEL Hilfiger, like the brand. You already know. And then I got y'all. Hit me up for pics.
Me, I guess I'm just gonna lay low, working hopefully with Edel, and seeing what we can do with a nice little like collaboration on like a company of ours. Just trying to both, because it was honestly way easier to handle people as a team and to get the pics out as a team than it is by yourself. And sometimes, like you said, like you get into that awkward situation. But if you have somebody next to you, like an awkward situation can be deflected or like avoided real quick. So as a team, hopefully we figure something out as a person. Going back to school is the motive, and then working out, and then photography as a hobby, and then games very essential. Thank you for having us. And
you're welcome.
If you guys want to follow me, it's lvl.g, and hopefully we get on here one more time.
You will.
Chopping it up.
And I hope the next time that we do, you guys will be like more exposed and more business and all that. So hope you guys grow.
Jot it down, those and everything. So you just gotta act on it.
Yeah, you gotta write it down.
Yeah, we do. We write it down when we're at our home.